Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf or Grumble in the Jungle. So, this week's show I'm talking about the Hollywood portrayal of bikers. You know, should you believe it or not? Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf or Grumble in the Jungle show. Hope you're enjoying the series so far. Please subscribe and hit the notifications bell for all the latest videos from the channel. So, in this video, I'm talking about, the Hollywood portrayal of bikers, motorcyclists. Should you really believe all the hype? So, I've been riding bikes for, 40 years, been, around all sorts of different types of people who ride bikes. I've never really associated with a particular type or put allegiance to a particular type of bike. I like all sorts of bikes, all sorts of biking communities and subcultures or whatever it is. But that's just me. But there is a Hollywood portrayal, isn't there? That either people who ride bikes are either nasty people, they're baddies, or they're real thrill seekers, or they're just just wayward in some way, or they're just all leather clad, back patch wearing club members who want to cut your heart out, and eat it for the breakfast, and it's all that kind of stuff. Now, there have been lots of shows, lots of TV shows, lots of films that have portrayed, motorcycling in a bad light. The big bad biker, the greasy biker, all hell race, and this all comes from the '60s. They had those sort of Hell's Angels films from back in the day. Well, you started off back from Marlon Brando, the Wild One. Then it went on. Hell's on Wheels, and oh god, all those sort of Peter Fonda was in one as well. Jack Nicholson was. There's lots and lots of films out there. At the time, they're all portraying those big bad bikers, hellraisers or whatever, and it's almost like, oh my god, it's a horror movie, oh my god, and that's kind of was the flavour of the time. This kind of thing is swept across the American nation. The bikers are all bad. In the UK, we had this kind of mods versus rockers thing going on in the '60s. So that was cafe racer style, and they're all hooligans and they're all bad. But, let's face it now, then and now, totally different thing. Now it's, you've got all sorts of people riding bikes and all sorts of people loving, the biking world. And, they're the nicest people ever. But even if they are dressed in a certain way, you can have good people, bad people. You can have nice people, horrible people too. It doesn't really, just because they ride a bike doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be a good person or a bad person, regardless of whoever's trying to convince you otherwise, or convince you that it's so. So there's, the Hollywood portrayal of the biker is warped. It has been warped for many years. Shows like, there's a new show out now called Mayans MC, but that's a spin-off of Sons of Anarchy. Well, that's kind of a portrayal, I suppose, in some ways. In terms of, around club culture, of not a specific club, but of a generic club, certain things that would happen or may happen within a club. Yes, but again, this is dramatized. This is not real life. For example, if, let's say in the Sons of Anarchy, if you had all those bullets being shot off every 5 minutes, people dying every 5 minutes, I think that, they would have sent in the bloody National Guard and the army to sort them out. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't work like that. You're not going to have... Now, I know there's a lot of reputation and there's a lot of bravado and there's a lot of, trying to make out that you're something that you are or something that you're not. I'm not saying, but, to have that level, saying, oh, bullets flying everywhere and explosions or whatever, it just wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't. They wouldn't be allowed to get away with it. It just wouldn't happen. Whether at a local level or a national level, there's no chance. And also, even if that did happen, they'd all be found out straight away, and they'd all get nicked straight away. They'd all be put in prison straight away. The whole lot of them. So especially the way things are now. So in terms of that Sons of Anarchy thing, whilst it was a great show, it wasn't it wasn't real. It wasn't a realistic portrayal of what really goes on. Now, that's not to say there isn't a bad element or a criminal element within certain motorcycle clubs or motorcycle communities or whatever. Well, you can get a criminal in any walk of life, can't you? You can get somebody who does something wrong in any walk of life. Just because they're part of a motorcycle club doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's going to be like that. So, you know, so not everybody's going to be bad, not everybody's going to be good, not everybody's going to be your friend, and not everybody's going to be your enemy. But Hollywood likes to portray that. And I suppose, you know, they tried to change it with the Sons of Anarchy a little bit. They tried to change it. They're trying to change it with Mayans, MC, in it, and that they're trying to make it more human. You know, you're trying to say, hug a biker, type of thing. You know, they're just like us, man. We're all the same. You know, we're just different people. You know, and so from that point of view, they're trying to address the balance a little bit, but still, it's, most of the time you're either an outsider, you're some kind of outlaw, you're some, if you're riding a bike, you are a certain type of person that Hollywood wants to portray. Not always the case. Now, but most of the time. Now, I was imagine things are changing. The last sort of 5-10 years, things have started to change a little bit. But anyway. I suppose then the other question is that if you, as member of the audience, you're watching that, are you going to be excited, thrilled by what you're seeing of that portrayal of a motorcycle life or a biker's life? Now, here's another classic thing. Some people obviously will be. They will try and emulate what they're seeing on TV. They will want to join a motorcycle club or motorcycle association or go to motorcycle hangouts because they think what they've seen on film is what is going to happen at these particular... they might go to a motorcycle rally and they say, wow, yeah. So there are a few myths, Okay, so first of all... not everybody's a hellraiser in motorcycling culture, motorcycling life. In fact, far from it. Not every woman is, a 22, 23-year-old porn star who's dressed in knickers and bra, or braless, let's say, and walking around and just, having fun. That doesn't quite happen. Whether you want it to or not, not everybody's a really greasy biker and just got beards all over the place and tattoos all over. Although that has kind of changed a little bit, with the tattooing being quite a fashionable thing as well. Again, there's a portrayal, and it really depends. Do you think that's a great portrayal? Is that something you want to aspire to? Is that something you're expecting to see? The chances are you won't see that. You might see it occasionally, very, 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 very rarely, very, very occasionally, but most of the time it isn't. Most of the time it isn't like that at all. Just normal people, just doing normal things, drinking, partying, whatever it is, but never so, so much, that you think, wow, this is going to spin my melon here a little bit. It doesn't happen like that. So the other thing is, okay, is that something you want to aspire to? Then do you want to try and copy that? Do you want to think, now, this is one of the main criticisms, if you like, of the Sons of Anarchy program. Now, it wasn't their fault, I think. I don't think it's their fault. It's how people watching that program then try to copy that or try to emulate or try to think of, actually, this is the way you should behave. So, you get lots of people who are wearing all sorts of different stuff, all trying to, pretend to be the big bad biker, looking, moody and all that sort of stuff. Then you get people who are buying the show's merchandise, that's fine. You want to buy you want to wear their t-shirt, you want to wear whatever. But then they're trying to pass themselves off as an authentic motorcycle club, as the Sons of Anarchy type thing. And then this was kind of happening all over the place. Lots of people trying to create little groups of riders and wearing the Sons of Anarchy stuff, all going to motorcycle club events, let's say, and walking around with this Sons of Anarchy jacket, and the particular logo that it has, and people kind of look at them going, what the hell are you doing? You're going to get yourself in trouble here, because people value that backpatching, that motorcycle club lifestyle, you know, and they put a lot of emphasis and effort, you know, into it. So there's a kind of a big disrespect there. So the show organisers who produce the merchandise as well, they kind of made a mistake there. Yeah, make your t-shirts, whatever, all that sort of stuff. Make your hats, whatever, that's fine. But making motorcycle jackets with that, or, you know, leather vests, you know, cuts, whatever you want to call them, I don't know, you know, with all that sort of stuff on the back. The people who bought them, kind of, they got hoodwinked into thinking, yeah, this is really cool. So, you know, the Hollywood portrayal of bikers or motorcycle life is warped. People who are watching it have got a warped view of what it really is about and what is the right thing and the wrong thing to do. You know, I always say, and I've always said this, right from when I was a kid riding bikes, you know, I don't care who you are, what group you're with. I'm just going to ride my bike because I love riding bikes. I'll go into any arena, any kind of group or whatever. I'm just going to be myself. I don't really want to copy anything or be anything. You know, if you're accepted, you're accepted. If you're not, you're not. You know, it's one of those things. And I think probably these things, these portrayals of bikers, you know, may appeal to some people, but they get a totally warped view of what motorcycling life, biker life, whatever it is really about. You know, it isn't like that. It isn't like that. You know, a very small, very isolated occasions, it might be like that. It might be, you know, you might see one or two people who act in a certain way or dress in a certain way, but 99% of the people are just not like that. Anyway, so this has been, you know, the show this week, the Grumble show. You know, Hollywood portrayal of bikers. Is it all real? No, it isn't. Of course it isn't. It's all a load of nonsense, really, most of the time, isn't it? But you know, that's the way it is. It's up to you what you want to believe, what you want to see, and what you find really interesting. You know, is it entertaining? Entertainment value? Yes. Entertainment is one thing. Is it real? Yeah. No, let's be real. Let's be real about this. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button. You know, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about the motorcycle world and the Hollywood portrayal of it. You know, the Sons of Anarchy Mayans or any other movie that you've seen as well. And subscribe. You know, subscribe and you know, that notification bell as well. Okay, catch you on the next video, whenever it is. Cheers now.